Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So in the previous YouTube I just shared, in this YouTube, I shared that Wing Chun mechanics can be verified or analyzed with today's sports science because today's sports science have get into a very advanced stage. Now, we need to understand that in today's Chinese Kung Fu, people love to use the term internal, like to show they are more advanced. Well, that is just marketing. Because what is advanced if you don't even know the basic mechanics? The best way to keep everybody honest is using today's sports science to analyze what one is practiced instead of just you using the term advanced, internal, secret, which really mean nothing. And with today's sports science, using sports science for analysis and verifications, you can see that Wing Chun since 1870, it has lost the Chinese Kung Fu or the Wing Chun 1850s advanced development. It has lost it. In fact, it become really coarse. Okay, I'm going to share with you today. Even we just use the very basic mechanic, we can prove that by evidence. Now, in the previous a few decades, people love to say, this is Tai Chi internal, and then they mix whatever Tai Chi style and like making Wing Chun advanced or their Wing Chun advanced. Well, the issue is all of those, again, it is just a marketing. Why? Under the verifications and analysis of the uh, sports science today, it doesn't have any contents. It's not going to develop anything advanced because it is a core stuff. So previously, I say that the Wing Chun 1870, which is today's Wing Chun, is belong to the Wing Chun 1870. It has using a two-wheel drive, meaning that a large part of your body is not function properly. While the Wing Chun 1850 and before that, which is the Shaolin short strike and so forth, is using the entire body, which is in the same directions of today's sports science or MMA. You can analyze it, you can look at it, you say, okay, this is the same thing. Okay, this is missing. And due to I share this YouTube, and of course, many of our friends also watching this. And this YouTube is because of this YouTube that I share that the term two-wheel drive, which is only using some of your upper body, your lower body is locked up, and four-wheel drive is using the entire the mobility and stability continuum in today's language, where your MMA, your BJJ, your wrestling is using it. Okay, so Wing Chun Since 1870 until today, it doesn't matter it is what type of lineage or what type of Tai Chi, Wing Chun, so forth. It really doesn't have the four-wheel drive. So you know when they face MMA, which is trained in the full mobility and stability continuum of human being, you know it cannot handle it. So now watch this YouTube and this YouTube if you have not watched it yet. And we continue on today uh, on this mobility and stability continuum and how is the four-wheel drive and two-wheel drive in more details because many of our Wing Chun friends is asking me. So today I want to make it clear for you. And this YouTube is made so that all Wing Chuners who want to get back to 1850s mobility and stability continuum of handling the body, which is equal to today's, par with today's MMA, BJJ, and so forth, you now know what to do. You don't have to stay with the two-wheel drive, okay? Now, so let's begin with in the history. Wing Chun is an offspring of the Shaolin sword strike. The Shaolin sword strike. This is a real art. So this is the classic. So the classic said, from head to feet, every joint is changing and spinning while carry out attack and defense. There is the descriptions of how the body will function, the proper one, okay? Now, so this is the entire thing, all this based on history, everything is in this book if you're interested, okay? Now, so this from head to feet, every joint is changing and spinning. If we look at it in terms of today's the stability and mobility continuums of how to use this joint, you can see they are actually in the same directions. And the Shaolin sword strike, do it differently. It is not an MMA, it's not a BJJ, but it uses body, which is accord to today's sports science, mobility, and stability continuum. So you know it can have a full potential of the handling of body. And also, if you are using the full mobility and stability continuum, your strength, your force, your jing can go from your hand down to your feet. Okay, if you have this continuum. If you don't, then your strength will be localizations. Say if you are holding your structure, you're holding your this lower part of body, you don't even know there's a hip or knees or whatever. You're just holding that and you just exert force like usual you can see in today's Wing Chun. Your strength is not going to go down to the ground. This is humans mechanics, okay, biomechanics. Now, another thing is if you don't use all of this, your movement will be restricted or limited. There's certain things you cannot do, like in this YouTube, I share with you. If you don't know how to handle all the spine, all the lower part of body, you will not be able to fight the grappler or BJJ friends because or wrestling friend because your body is restricted. Your body is only can perform some movement, which is restricted or limited movement. Okay? So one thing is, if you don't use the entire body joints, you don't train it, your movement will be restricted, meaning that your dynamic in fighting will be restricted. And whatever restrict you is your death trap. When you, for example, when you are restricted of your lower part of body movement, people just go down there and take down you, or going close to you, and you will not be able to exert force, or you will not be able to move. Okay? So movement restricted, meaning that you will not be able to move. So that's your weakness. You lost your balance. You lost your stability because you cannot handle it. Also, you cannot exert the strength. So as in this YouTube, I share that when people get close to you because you are not using the entire lower part body and so forth, when people get close, you cannot respond to it properly, and you cannot exert strength. Well, it is not Hendrix say, or Hendrix lineage say, or my 1850s Wing Chun say. It is not that. This is human biomechanics. You violate that, it doesn't matter what you call your arts. It's simply very restricted, very limited, and you just have to face it. Okay, now. So many friends asking me, can I show the example of from head to feet, every joint is changing and spinning when carry out attack and defend? Well, it is very simple stuff. Once you see it today, you know. Here on, when you practice your sets, like for example, the most simple one, your Xiu Lim Tao, you know what to do. And your Cham Kyu Piu Ji actually is problematic, because your Cham Kyu Piu Ji and Xiu Lim Tao is all based on very restricted biomechanics. So today I want to share with you, now how is this look like? Now, let's refresh on the stability and mobility continuum. The stability mobility continuum describes the requirements of different joints and body to be more stable or more mobile. The body works in alternating pattern of stability of stable segment connect by mobile segment. So you have say from your feet up, your ankle is a mobility joint, your knee is a stability joint, your hip is the mobility joints, your lumbar spine is a stability spine, your thoracic spine is a mobility joint, your scapula is a stability joint, your shoulder is a mobility joint, your cervical spine is a mobile joints. You need to follow the human biomechanics so that this works properly. Now we are using this now to share with you on this thing from head to feet, every joint is changing and spinning when carry out attack and defend. So we're going to look at the 1850s Xiu Lim Tao, okay, sample. And today's Xiu Lim Tao, disregard lineage since 1870, and you look at it using this mobility and stability continuum chart to analyze what are they doing. So again, this is your normal Xiu Lim Tao. With this, you see right away, as what I say, is the two-wheel drive. The lower part of the body, meaning from this downward. It is holding there. Look at it. So it is only moving here, and the body, okay, so it is only moving this arm, and the body, all this lumbar spines, scapula, and the thoracic spine, this is all not moving too. You see how he is, how all the spine. Okay, so what we can see based on this is that it's only moving this from the shoulder down to the wrist. All this is holding. That's why it's called structure. Now, let's put a snapshot in using a sample so we can compare. So this is a typical today's Wing Chun way of doing this. Okay, so it's like this. So the leg here is holding, you only moving this part. This is not moving. It just stay there. Okay. Now, so we already analyzed with this. Now let's look at the 1850s Wing Chun or the Shaolin, uh, how the Shaolin doing the from head to feet, every joint is changing and spinning while when carry out attack and defend. How the Shaolin do it? How the 修炼套 1850 do it? Okay, let's see. Now you can see that, pay attention to the lower part of the body. The lower part of the body, the hip, the the uh, the uh, the knee and the ankle. This part, you see how it's synchronized with the arm, and it just spin with it. Okay, so that is the handling of this part. Now, look at this body. Okay, this is the lumbar spine. This is the uh, thoracic spine. See, this is, if this is movement, more movement than here. Okay, meaning that this is a stability lumbar spine is not moving much, but the thoracic spine will move more because that is the mobility joints. Okay, so that's how is it. That is how from head to feet, every joint is changing and spinning when carry out attack and defend. That is the four-wheel drive. Okay. So if you compare the 1870 or today's Wing Chun, all lineage doing the same thing, and you see that first, and then you look at the 1850, you can see the differences. This is today's Wing Chun. Look at the leg, look at everything. This is structure and so forth. And the 1850s Wing Chun. how the entire body spins. Okay? Now, let's do another thing, another sample. This is the 1870 and 2 days. You do this, right? You stand there, you stood there, you stood there, you practice that in your Xiu Lim Tao. Again, with your entire body like a structure, you're moving only your arm. Okay? So again, you analyze this, you practically don't move all this thing, you hold all this, you just only using your shoulder, okay? Not your scapula, your shoulder, your elbow, and your wrist. Now look at the way how the 1850s Wing Chun do. Again, you can see the entire body, it compressed and expanding, and the body, okay, is come with a sequence, like you want to transport all your strength from your feet to your hand, okay, your palm. Look at that. Is that true? Okay, so that is using the entire thing. That is what the Shaolin described to you. From head to feet, every joint is changing and spinning when carry out attack and defense. Okay, now, so the 1850, this is what I refer as the four-wheel drive. This is what I refer as the four-wheel drive. Every joint go. So why do I get the name four-wheel drive? If your hip, both hip is the back wheel. This is your front wheel. Your back wheel and front wheel all drive together. You can drive in different way. That's why I call it four-wheel drive, meaning that there's two wheel. This is your back wheel. This is your front wheel. This is two front wheel, two back wheel. So when you handle this, like the 1850s Wing Chun, you have the four-wheel drive. And today's Wing Chun, you only have two. So this is a two-wheel drive. And you can see that due to the body, the hip change, the body level sink down and your dantian going down, all kinds of stuff or handling of center of gravity and the center of the body, all is one piece. You don't have to think. Like people say, oh, you have to sing your dantian to exert force or strength and so forth, or link your strength to to the ground. You don't even have to think for that. Why? Because you are trained that way. Whenever you exert that force out, it's automatically your entire body, your power go down there, you know, your strength going through, your force flow, or your jing going through, and you go do it fast, there's your power. And yet, if you do it in the normal way, you know, it's just your local strength here. Your body here is actually a drag. It's not like this. So if you stand like this and waving your hand, you say, well, I have to sing your body. I will sing my dantian. Well, you cannot do it. Why? Because your basic human biomechanics is not activate. It's holding on there. It is not this. The entire thing spine, this is the supporting, stabilize. This is the mobile, and the what do you call it? The ankle is the mobile. Look at it. Is it true? Okay. Look at the hip changing, this supporting for stability, and it just your ankle is going down to the ground to grab the ground, while your strength exerting out. So no part of your body is holding anything. You have a straight, you have a in the 1850s, you have a direct path by all this stability and mobility continuum to reach here. It go through your spine. And, remember we talked about the lumbar spine, your thoracic spines, your scapula. It go from here, from this leg go, the action reaction force, it goes direct. Well, if you do this, now you got a problem. There's no link here. There's no forceful link. If you look at this, you see that there's no forceful link, it's just moving your arm. You can jerking here and there, but you don't have that circuit pathway from ground up. Now you look at this again. It's only you're pushing with your shoulder. Now from here, you see the entire spine is moving. All those joints moving, the spine is moving. The spine is contract and expanding. Okay? So even though like things like this, you see that is a two-wheel drive. It is not about to have your maximums handling of this. So that is how clear it is. So months ago, I shared that when somebody claimed that they know the 1850 Wing Chun, they have the 1870 Wing Chun. I share that they don't have it. Why? Just look at the uh, stability and mobility continuum. I don't, if I argue with you, say, oh, my lineage saying this and that, then it's argue. Nobody know who is right, who is wrong, right? But right now, you take the historical records, how it was performed in 1850, get the real transmissions, you map it in today's sports science continues, the mobility and stability continuum. You look at it, you know right away. There's no argue. The verdict is right there because it is scientific. Now, if you cannot use this, the full body, like if you do thing like this is holding there. Okay? Guess what? When you do this, your breathing is not going down to the dantian. Look at this. You need to handle your hip and your spine for your breathing going down. You can do it with this type of stuff. It's going to on your chest. So even though that today's people get brainwashed with movie like this, like Donnie Yen, like action like this, you know it's a death trap. With those type of two-wheel drive, the entire body, the mobility and stability continuum restricted or limited, where you don't even have the human biomechanics handling. How can that be anything advanced? How can that be anything advanced development? It is really coarse. So we know that the Chinese, like Wing Chun 1850 and before that to the Shaolin, they have today's MMA's body mechanics. You know, after 1870 until today, there is no such full, complete mechanics anymore. Even though people add in the Tai Chi or uh, different type of power, they call it, they don't have it. Now, if you are Xi Xiaodong, you look at that, you know all this continuum, stability and mobility continuum. Xi Xiaodong trained MMA. Doesn't people see your weakness right away? People see your restriction right away. I'm going to attack your hip. I'm going to attack whatever your hip down. I'm going to attack your spine because your entire spine not be able to move. It's just whole solid like this. So anything from here direct down to the feet, as soon as you attack that, this person will not be able to handle it. And well, their hand might be fast because they're waving, moving their hand, they train that way. But that's not the thing you want, you care. You want is your target. You just want the target. And your bottom here. That's why if you say that, oh yeah, you know, you protect your center line and you protect your center of gravity, well, you cannot do it. Why? Because you have no mobility and stability continuum handling that. And if you say that you're going to attack your opponent's uh, center lines and center of gravity, again, you don't even know that how body works. Well, all people in MMA and Xi Xiaodong who is pro can see that. So this is the reality. I say it because I care. Hey man, you guys Wing Chuners, why wasting your life? Like yesterday I shared that Qi Ji Guang saying, even Qi Ji Guang saying that you have to keep learning. You have to keep improving. So right now, I don't want to pursue you, say, oh, you know, join my group, my religion or my 1850. I don't want to do that. I just want to tell you that the truth is this is the body mechanics. You violating that, you know the answer. You know the result. You can predict the result. Why you want to do that? Why you want to do the same thing again where it is completely screwed up? For past 50 years since Grandmaster Yip Man passed away, Bruce Lee passed away. You've been there quarreling. Oh, Wing Chun is Wang Chun. Eternal Spring is uh, uh, Praise Spring and all this kind of thing. And who say Dai Fa Min Gam say this, Ji Sim say this, and all this say this. Right now, I say in America, we say that you guys all have no idea on the stability and mobility continuum. It is this clear now. So are we going to change? Are we going to evolve? Are you keeping doing the same thing? What can you expect? I know this is cool. I know this is cool for you. I know a lot of people might have their face, their lineage. They think that this is the best, this is whatever. But we need to face reality. I have no interest to put you down, to put your grandmaster down, or put your lineage down. I have only one interest. We all are Wing Chuners. Why we want to see other people get screwed and not saying it? Well, at least in America, now we talk with proof, right? So evolutions, reform has to begin today, this instance. Once you watch this YouTube, you need to change all your sets. It's not working. You know it's not working. You know it cannot handle Xi Xiaodong. It cannot handle MMA. It cannot handle BJJ because you do not have the full handling or training of mobility, stability, continuum of human biomechanics.